Welcome to another deep dive. It's December 11th, 2024, and we're going to explore some of the most impactful news stories shaping the U.S. today. Here at the Videntis, we're all about bringing clarity to the news, cutting through the noise, and focusing on what truly matters.
Yeah, and trying to understand the forces that are shaping our world,
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how interconnected these stories often are. We'll see how events on the international stage can have ripple effects here at home, how social issues are intertwined with political decisions, and how seemingly isolated incidents can actually reveal these larger trends.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and it's something I think we see time and again.
Yeah.
That these things that you might not think are connected are actually very deeply connected.
Let's jump right in with a major development in the Middle East that has the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape.
Okay.
Syria's new leadership is facing a monumental task, uniting the various rebel groups that helped overthrow the Assad dynasty.
This is huge.
Yeah.
After decades of authoritarian rule,
Right.
Syria now has a chance at a different future. But the big question is, can these groups that were once united against a common enemy, can they now work together to build a stable government?
Right. It's a really delicate balancing act.
It is.
It has the potential for both progress and setbacks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for Syria, but for the entire region.
Yeah, the whole world is watching to see what happens there.
And speaking of situations with high stakes, let's turn our attention to Malibu, California, where wildfires are forcing thousands of people to evacuate their homes.
Oh man, this is just awful.
Yeah, this isn't just another wildfire season.
Right.
The intensity and frequency of these fires are a clear sign that climate change is no longer a distant threat.
It's here. It's happening now.
It's happening now, and it's having a devastating impact on communities. The images coming out of Malibu are heartbreaking,
Oh yeah, I've seen some of the pictures. It's just...
Families fleeing their homes.
It's just devastating.
Entire neighborhoods reduced to ashes. It's a stark reminder of the urgent need to address climate change and mitigate its effects.
Absolutely. We've talking about this for years, and now we're really starting to see the consequences.
Yeah, it's a gut-wrenching reminder of the human cost of climate change. And shifting gears to a story that's deeply troubling on a societal level, researchers are reporting a shocking increase in misogynistic behavior in schools across the country.
This is really concerning.
This isn't just about schoolyard bullying.
No.
It's indicative of a much larger issue with deep roots.
It's a cultural problem, and it's something that we need to address head on.
What's particularly concerning is the potential long-term impact of this trend.
Right.
Unchecked misogyny can contribute to violence against women, perpetuate gender inequality, and create a culture of disrespect that permeates society.
And it can have lasting effects on young women and girls. It can affect their self-esteem, their relationships, their whole lives.
We need to be vigilant in addressing these issues and fostering a more inclusive and equitable society.
For sure. I mean, this is something that we all need to be working on.
Now let's delve into a story that raises questions about workplace violence and the pressures faced by those in positions of power. Investigators are piecing together the motives behind the alleged gunman in the tragic killing of a healthcare CEO.
This case is just so sad.
It really is. This case really shines a light on the potential for seemingly ordinary situations to escalate into violence. And it highlights the need for vigilance and proactive measures to ensure workplace safety, especially in high-pressure environments.
You never know what's going on in someone's head.
You really don't.
And it's so important to be aware of your surroundings and to take steps to protect yourself.
The details are still emerging, but this tragedy serves as a stark reminder that violence can erupt anywhere, and we need to prioritize creating safer environments for everyone.
Absolutely. We can't just assume that we're safe.
Right. We have to be proactive.
And, switching gears to the political landscape, there's a heated debate swirling around President Biden's pardon power.
Ooh.
Legal experts are grappling with whether he can issue preemptive pardons to protect those who criticize former President Trump from potential future prosecution.
This is a really tricky one.
It is. It's a real constitutional puzzle with far-reaching implications.
Yeah, because on the one hand,
Yeah.
the president has a broad pardon power.
Right.
But on the other hand,
Right.
there are concerns about fairness, political influence,
Right.
and the potential for abuse.
Preemptive pardons delve into uncharted territory, raising questions about the very nature of justice and accountability.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. This situation demands careful consideration of legal precedent and the potential long-term consequences for the justice system.
Yeah, this is not something to be taken lightly.
Absolutely.
This is a really big deal.
And it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, definitely one to watch.
For sure. And speaking of potential shifts in power, there's growing concern about the potential impact Robert F. Kennedy Jr. might have on vaccine policy if appointed to head the Department of Health and Human Services. His stance on vaccines has many people worried.
Yeah, his skepticism about vaccines has sparked quite a bit of controversy. But why is this particular appointment causing so much concern?
Well, vaccine policy, impacts public health on a massive scale.
Right.
Herd immunity, the concept that a high percentage of vaccinated individuals protects those who can't be vaccinated, relies on widespread vaccine acceptance.
Right.
Kennedy Jr.'s skepticism could potentially erode public trust in vaccines,
Well, let's see.
leading to lower vaccination rates and a resurgence of preventable diseases.
Right.
So the implications for public health could be significant, and that's why this appointment is being watched so closely.
It's a reminder of how important scientific consensus and evidence-based policy are, especially when it comes to public health. Now, shifting our focus to the global stage, a recent revelation has exposed how cotton from Central Asia is being used to finance Russia's war in Ukraine. It's a complex issue with ethical implications that extend far beyond the conflict itself.
Yeah, this is really troubling. Tracing the journey of this cotton from Central Asia to Russia and then into products sold around the world reveals how interconnected we are and how seemingly disparate actions can have these far-reaching ripple effects.
It's kind of a butterfly effect.
Yeah, exactly. It raises questions about corporate responsibility and the role of economic ties in supporting conflicts.
It's a call to action for businesses and consumers alike to be more aware of where our goods come from and the potential impact of our choices.
Yeah, we need to be more mindful of our choices, for sure.
We need to demand transparency and ethical sourcing practices to ensure we're not inadvertently contributing to conflicts or human rights abuses. Speaking of ethical considerations, the tragic passing of celebrated poet Nikki Giovanni has prompted reflection on her legacy of social justice and activism. Her powerful words gave voice to the voiceless and challenged us to confront injustice.
Her poetry wasn't just beautiful, it was a force for change. She spoke truth to power, challenged systemic racism, and inspired generations to fight for equality. Her legacy extends far beyond her written words. She was a tireless advocate for social justice, and her activism had a tangible impact on the world.
Right.
She truly embodied the idea that art can be a powerful tool for change.
You know, it's amazing how her work continues to resonate, reminding us of the beauty and strength that can be found even in the face of adversity. I remember reading her poem, Nikki Rosa, for the first time, and being struck by its raw honesty and powerful message.
I think a lot of people feel that way about her work. It's so powerful and so moving.
Absolutely.
Her words have this incredible ability to connect with people on a deep emotional level.
Yeah.
And that's the power of art, right? To inspire, to challenge, to give voice to the voiceless, and to connect us all through shared human experiences.
Yeah.
Giovanni's legacy will undoubtedly continue to inspire generations to come.
So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've seen how global events impact us here at home, how social issues intersect with political decisions, and how individuals can use their voices to advocate for change. It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What stands out to you from all of this?
I think what strikes me the most is the interconnectedness of it all.
Uh-huh.
These seemingly disparate stories are all threads in the same tapestry, revealing the complexity of our world.
Yeah.
From the political turmoil in Syria to the climate crisis unfolding in Mali, from the rise of misogyny in our schools to the ethical implications of global trade. These stories are all interconnected in ways we might not immediately realize.
Yeah, it really highlights the importance of staying informed and engaged. The more we understand these connections, the better equipped we are to navigate this complex world and make informed decisions.
And that's where resources like the Videntis come in, right? They provide the in-depth analysis and those diverse perspectives you need.
Exactly.
Helping you kind of cut through the noise and understand the forces shaping our world.
It's about empowering you to engage with the news in a meaningful way.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing what's happening, it's about understanding why it's happening.
Right. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed by the constant influx of information.
It really is.
But platforms like the Videntis provide a space for, thoughtful discussion and critical analysis, making it easier to digest and understand these complex issues.
Yeah, it's about having a place where you can go to make sense of it all.
And ultimately, it's about more than just staying informed. It's about using that knowledge to make a difference in the world.
Right.
Whether it's advocating for policy changes, supporting organizations working on the ground, or simply having, informed conversations with friends and family. Each of us has a role to play in shaping a better future.
I love that. I think that's a great way to put it. We all have a part to play.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the news, I hope you feel empowered to continue exploring these issues and engaging with the world around you.
Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
That's how we create a brighter future together.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and thought-provoking. And remember, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.